All right, family, we're going to go ahead and pick things back up where we left off last Tuesday with our purpose of prospecting training. But I want to reintroduce you all to um, the four pulse principle. We talked about it last week. When you jump on these trainings, man, we want you to be in a position where you can turn your cameras on. Turn your cameras on because why? That allows us to be able to connect with you even better, and it allows you to be able to retain and engage this information better. And it's the four P's. The four P's of the four pulse principle. The first P is presence, camera on, fully locked in. Second P is passion. We want your energy to elevate this space. So we want you to participate. We want you to vibe with us. And that's this third P is participation. Chat, get in the chat, answer questions, interact with us, respond to the questions. We want your participation. And then last but not least, your production. We want you to execute what you learn in these trainings to get results. Teammates, I'm telling you right now, if we're doing these, if we're walking in this four pulse principle, I promise you that we're going to get a lot out of the trainings in 2026. Can I get an amen? Amen. All right, cool. And so with that being said, family, let's go to um, if I can get to it. Why is it not moving? Hold on a second, family. Okay. All right, there it went. God dog it. Hold on a second. I'm sorry, fam. I am so sorry. It was moving, but it wasn't moving on my deal. That's crazy. All right, hold on. Let me reshare my screen. Boy, this is all uh, unrehearsed. This is all being recorded. Okay, let's go. All right, so now what I want to do is I'm going to go into the quiz portion of the training, and I'm gonna launch this poll. It's a couple of questions in the poll, and so I'm gonna launch it. And I want your participation, whether you're on camera, you're not on camera. Lock in, lock in, and answer the questions that are in this poll. So I'm gonna launch it, and it's out there right now. There is one, two, three, four questions. Read the questions carefully. There's not a time limit or anything like that for these questions. But guys, answer each of the questions that's out there. Question number one is, when we did training last week, we said, what was the number one reason why people don't succeed in Primerica? Answer number one, they don't prospect and schedule appointments long enough to win. Number two, they never get now this is the number one reason they never get licensed. Next is they run out of people to contact. Can you guys see the poll? Is it up? Okay. And then, or they don't plug in to training. They don't plug into training. Out of those four answers, we want you to jump in and just answer the poll question. What is the number one reason why people don't succeed in Primerica? What's your answer? We see one person's answered. Okay, we got some other people that are jumping in there. Okay, perfect, perfect. Oh, that's a good one. Okay. And then question number two is, what is the number two reason why people don't succeed in Primerica? They don't prospect and schedule appointments long enough to win. They never get licensed. They run out of people to contact, or they don't plug into training. Same list of answers for question number one and question number two. The only difference is we're talking about what's the number one reason why people don't succeed in Primerica, and what's the number two reason why people don't succeed in Primerica. Next up, we have, with this being a credibility business, what did we say about credibility? What do we say about credibility? You need it, you want it, or you have it. Or you have it, you borrow it, or you create it. Or you love it, you hate it, you nurture it. Or you bring it, you prove it, you own it. Man, it should be up there. Hey, can everybody still see the survey? Chrissy just shared the message saying she can't see the survey anymore. All right, hopefully everybody can still see it. Okay. Next up, question number four, the final question. This is a multiple choice, so you can answer. You can choose more than one option. What are the 4 ways to prospect? Your warm market, the black market, referral market, cold market slash networking market, the farmer's market, the new recruits warm market, the stock market, or the flea market. What are the 4 ways to prospect? Got it, got it, got it. Hopefully you guys, I'll give y'all a minute to still answer. To still answer. All right. And we got most of the people who have answered the questions. We got 17 people that have tapped in to answer question number 1. Looks like 15 people on number 3, 14, and then another 14. Okay, I got it. All right, so here's the deal, guys. These are the answers, right? So this is okay. Somebody's still answering. I'll leave a little bit of time left before I end the poll. Thank you guys for participating in this. Thank you for participating in this because it helps us as leaders, just make sure that when we are doing these trainings that, you guys are um, hearing and understanding and retaining this information. And it's just not, myself or Coach B Walk or Rahima up here just singing and dancing and y'all being entertained for an hour and a half. That we're here to actually share and to teach and to look. Hopefully somebody can get some value out of this. But I'm looking at what the answers were, and so let me share my screen, and that may end the poll. If it does, then that's fine. But I'm gonna share my screen. All right. Um, can you guys see my screen? All right, you can't see my screen. All right, perfect. Can you still see the poll or no? Can you see the poll? Okay, got it. All right, I'm ending the poll. All right, poll ended. All right, so ended the poll. So check this out, guys. It says so that this is a recap of week one's training. It's a recap. All right, we're gonna do this. Let me make sure everybody's on mute. They muted their device. Okay, we good. All right, I think we good. B-Walk, help me out if you hear anybody jump off mute and all that good stuff. Okay, um, so here we go. So the purpose of prospecting week one recap. What was the number one reason why people don't succeed in Primerica? The number one reason is they run out of people to contact. That is the number one reason that we said why people don't succeed in Primerica. According to the survey, most people said they don't prospect and schedule appointments long enough. Only 4 people answered the correct way and said they'd run out of people to contact. Well, I mean, I'll give y'all that because what you did answer, well, the majority of people did, and said this is number 2. The number 2 reason that we stated last week why most people don't succeed in Primerica is they don't prospect and schedule appointments long enough. That's the number 2 answer, right? And it's interesting because 7 people got that one right when we did the poll. All the other ones are extremely important. Not getting licensed, not plugging into training. Those are definitely contributing factors of why people don't succeed. But the number 1 and the number 2 reason is because people run out of folks to contact and they don't prospect and schedule appointments long enough to win. To win. That's it. Latrice, that's why you never change your first answer. Yeah, true indeed. True indeed. All right. And so the third question, we talked about this being a credibility business. And then this is what it says. Hey, you either have credibility, you borrow credibility, or you got to create credibility. That is the answer to that one. And the majority of the people got that one. You have it, you borrow it, or you create it. That is your connection to credibility. You either have credibility with the market that you're engaging, or you got to borrow someone's credibility to engage that market, or you got to create it from scratch, right? And we talked about just what credibility does, guys. I mean, it's so important. It lowers skepticism. It makes the appointment more valuable, not salesy. It increases your show rate, and it is the perfect complement to ability. Credibility and ability together, better than peanut butter and jelly. All right. And then the fourth and final question on what are the 4 ways to prospect? You got it. You have your warm market, a new recruits warm market, and then you also have the referral market and the cold market slash networking. Guys, these are the 4 ways to prospect. 4 ways to prospect. We talked about them last week. All right. And we also talked a little bit about the warm market and all that good stuff. So let's pick that up where we left off. We said, hey, what is the warm market? Well, these are people that you know and people who know you. This is your warm market. And they can fall in any one of these categories: siblings, parents, adult children. I'm not going to read them all. You can look on the screen. This is considered your warm market. And oftentimes there's a fear. You guys had great comments and great talking points on why people are afraid sometimes to put together this warm market name list. And so I love last week's training. You gotta watch it, y'all. It's up on the YouTube channel. You gotta watch it. I love the stuff you guys were sharing. It was really, really good, right? Now what I want to do is I want to pick up from there and talk about prospecting with a purpose. This is week 2 of that training. And so I want to introduce you guys. Some of you all are familiar with this gentleman, some may not be. And this is still dealing with your warm market. This gentleman's name is George Frazier. He's a premier entrepreneur and really an expert on networking. And he had a powerful quote, Auntie, that I just stayed with me all of these years. I heard it probably it's probably about over 10 years ago at this point. But it's just such a powerful quote, Julia. He says, your success in life, check this out, is directly proportional to your ability to ask for help. I want you to think about that. Your success in life is directly proportional with your ability to ask for help. And when I heard that, it really just kind of shook me up. You know why? Because oftentimes, what do we do as intelligent, self-sufficient, strong people? We say, I don't need nobody's help. I'll figure it out on my own. I'll do it myself, right? Am I the only one that's kind of felt that way, or are y'all gonna be with me on that, right? And so this is a question I have. This is not a question I want to um, I got on the slide, but I want to hear from you guys on this. Why do y'all think we wired like that? To where we like, you know, it's me. I'm a do it myself. Um, asking for help. I don't know. I'll just figure it out. Latrice, talk to us.
Sorry about the camera issues. Basically, it boils down to your history. You've been let down, so therefore you're just going to pick it up and do it. And if you're not naturally a trainer or naturally inclined to teach, it's faster for you to do it yourself than it is to show someone else. So therefore, you feel the same way. You don't want to be a burden. So I'm going to figure it out on my own. I'm going to do it myself. So it's something that unfortunately we are responding to that we've had happen in our lives.
That's so good. That is so good. Anybody else want to add to what Latrice has shared? Thank you for that, Latrice. I think that was extremely powerful and spot on. Anybody else? Reasons why we don't ask for help.
I'd like to add that some people may have asked in the past, and because they were disappointed, they don't have the strength or desire to be let down again. They don't want to be disappointed again. So they won't ask for help because they don't want to be disappointed again. And I wanted to piggyback off of something Latrice said when she said the word history. Sometimes people in their families are taught that you should do it on your own. Like, don't ask for help, figure it out on your own. That could be a background training in like the way the family is structured too. It's another thing I thought of.
So true.
That is good. That is good. You got family training what's been instilled from you and from a family place, the history plays into it, the disappointment that people may have caused you in the past that can give you pause or just cause you not to do it at all, to ask for help. And and I'm kind of like that, guys. Believe it or not, that's how I was, and it shows up in different forms in different ways. And guys, I dare say, even if somebody has said no to you in the past, going back to that person at some point. I was a person. I was like, if you told me no in the beginning, forget you. You ain't got to worry about me. You missed it. You know. But I've grown. I have grown, and I think that timing, and I've understood timing in certain things. Now I don't just be out here thirsty, you know what I'm saying, just begging people for help and nothing like that. And I think that that's another thing too, is that sometimes we can misconstrue asking for help as though we begging for something, and it doesn't have to be put um, into that category. Asking for help is asking for help, and a person can give you help or they can't give you help. I'm not. We shouldn't have an emotional attachment to it so much, but I know that that's easier said than done. That's easier said than done. But great feedback, guys. And so let me jump in. If anybody else has something else they want to share with that, just feel free to jump in. All right. And so going back to Brother Frazier, he says, um, our success is directly proportional to our ability to ask for help. Guys, if you want to win in Primerica, you cannot do it just by yourself, in and of yourself. You're going to have to reach out and you're going to have to connect with people and ask them for help. I mean, you do it in a certain way, but at the end of the day, that's what it is. I'm asking for your help. Now, there's some there's some um there's some power in what it is that you're doing. And let's talk about that. Asking for help, what does it do? It collapses time frames. You're not trying to be out here, you know, building something from scratch and all of that. Like, no, like you can ask for somebody's help and it'll shorten the timeline in getting something done. In addition to that, asking for help allows you to be helpful. I want you to think about that. Asking for help allows you to be helpful because at the end of the day, when we're calling people up saying, "Hey, I need your help," I started a management training program. This is for the new people with a company to establish my own financial services agency. I want to share this information with people I know and whose opinions I respect, like yours, to show you what I'm going to be doing to impact families in the community. Would you mind helping me with this? Because we're using that word help. Who on here knows that? Yeah, them scheduling the appointment with us to see what it is that we've got going on. Yeah, it's going to help us, but it's probably going to help them more. Who on here believes that? Because I want you to understand, and Coach B Walk, thank you for that. I want you to understand that the people who we meet with and that we talk to, I will go on a limb and probably say about 99% of them have not had someone sit down and share the financial information and the concepts the way that we do it with them. And I'm not talking about even if they met with somebody in Primerica before. The way we go about it, the way we're trained, the way that we share these financial concepts, Uncle Mike, these folks ain't getting exposed to this stuff. So we're helping them. So asking for help allows us to be helpful. Asking for help is a sign of self-awareness. It's a sign of self-awareness, guys. Like, you understand that, look, man, I can't do this by myself. I'm limited in my range, in my scope, and in my reach. So in order for me to be able to touch more folks, I gotta get outside of the comfort zone a little bit. And I need to ask some people for help who I might not normally ask for help. And then last but not least, guys, asking for help is an action that activates faith because you cannot control the other person's response when you ask for that help. You are asking in faith. You have a belief that what you're doing is the right thing. Hopefully you do. You have a belief that what you're doing is the right thing. And you have a belief that there are people out there that need to hear what it is that you're doing. And so when you're making that connection and you're going through the path of, hey, I need your help, that's you activating your faith. Lord, I don't know what they're going to say, how they're going to respond, but I'm still going to say it. Whether they say yes, or whether they say no, or whether they say not right now, I'm going to ask for the help. To me, I think that that's walking in your faith. It's activating it, man. All right. And so let's talk about creating a warm market name list. So the way that our system is structured, we have this list. It's in the new recruit orientation packet, Coach B Walk. And it's built off the love list and champ list. The love list are people that you feel basically could be great potential life insurance clients. The champ list are people that you feel could be great potential recruits, right? That's a way to create your initial warm market name list in this business. You identify those people. If you look at this sheet, there's 15 slots for the love list, and then there's 5 slots for the champ list, right? And the champ just an acronym for competitive, hardworking, ambitious, money motivated, and great people skills, right? And then in addition to that, if you haven't done this, I encourage you to do this, especially for the new people. You can do a phone dump exercise where you can get a sheet of paper and you can start going through your phone. Got a million people in your phone, guys. Some of y'all got more than one phone that y'all working off of. Lord have mercy. I don't know how you're doing that. But some of it might be for work. But you got different devices that you using. You can do a phone dump. And you can go from A to Z in your phone, and you can pull people out of your phone and add more contacts to your list. Some of y'all are real heavy on social media. You can do a social media dump. All the friends and contacts and followers that you got and all of that, you can do those things and connect that way. And then for those who have a spouse or a partner, you can have them do these same things. They can create a love list, champ list. They can do a phone dump, a social media dump. Or if you have adult children that are supportive of you, or you know, you can have them do these things for you, and it just creates a cornucopia of contacts. So I know we talk about a top 20 name list, Coach B Walker, a top 25 name list. I think we need to be steering people towards, once they got that initial list done, hey, this is your homework. Let's see how close you can get to 100 plus contacts. To 100 plus contacts, right? Now, here's the deal. Getting to 100 plus contacts, Auntie, doesn't mean that you're going to be able to contact all them contacts. But it's the raw material that you're using to go from in order to grow your business. All right? Any questions about anything that I've said so far? Does it make sense? This is your warm market. All right? So now, next up, what we want to do, let's step out of the warm market. And let's talk about, well, before we do, let's talk about what the warm market is good for. What the warm market is good for. See, your warm market is the best place for you to start your business. Everybody got that? When you get started in Primerica, you want to start here because these are the people who know you, you know them. And I know sometimes it could be a little shaky. We talked about it last week that there's fears in dealing with the warm market sometimes for some people. But for most folks, this is the best place to start your business. It's the easiest place to train you. And that's what the next line said. You know, it's the best place for us to teach you the fundamentals of this business. And what are the fundamentals? Prospecting, scheduled appointment, winning presentation, taking somebody through a wealth builder, closing business, getting referrals, like those fundamentals. It's the best place to teach you that. And it's the best place for you to practice the fundamentals of the business. So when you're on appointments with your field trainer, you need to be participating and active in the appointment process so you can get better at it. And it's the best place for you to make mistakes in the business. It's the best place for you to fail and make mistakes, to stumble, to say the wrong thing, I have to come back and correct it. Oh, I mean, look, don't think that you have to be perfect in your warm market, that you got to nail it for the people that are in your warm market. Don't do that. Don't do that. Now, if you that type of person and you just like that Shadrika, then that's fine. But the warm market is where you screw up. It's where you make mistakes. Some of y'all already know when I was in my warm market doing my training. This is before we had all the systems and things. Coach B Walk, y'all know who my field trainer was. B Walk, you know who my field trainer was? Who was my?
When it's Stephen Coleman?
Yeah, Stephen Coleman, man. Stephen Coleman was my field trainer right now. Yeah, I didn't know this, but Stephen and I, we just had a good rapport, man. We just hit it off instantly. He got roots in Little Rock. I grew up in Little Rock and all that good stuff, man. And we went to the same high school about a year or so. His cousin and Keena, we grew up together in the church. We were the same fraternity, all of that. So we just had a lot in common, right? And so he like, man, Nick, I got you, man. I mean, I'm gonna go out with you, man. When you have your appointment, just holler at me, right? Now, I'm thinking that, man, Steven and Phoenicia, they've been in a bit, they regional leaders at this point. I'm like, man, I'm with my man Steven, and I take him out. Now, my market wasn't big, y'all. I didn't have a big warm market. So, but I had some credibility with them folks that I was kind of doing my thing with. And so I put in front, and I didn't know that Steven's ministry was just to get on appointments and talk. That was his superpower, man. He just would talk and talk. He ain't closed nothing, but he just talked on the appointment. And I found out later that Phoenicia was the closer. Now, Steven knew what he was talking about. He just had trouble landing the plane, Auntie, to actually recruit the person or to close the life insurance business, and I just be sitting there like, man, this is a great conversation, but we've been here for a minute. And I don't think we're nowhere near closing anything. They seem like they're interested. So these are thoughts going through my head. They seem like they're interested. And they're having a great conversation. Stephen was a master at building rapport with people, but man, he was just real light on closing. And then I'm hearing out Phoenicia went out with this person and that person. So what it really was, man, it was real sexist, right? So they had Stephen with me because I was the dude on the team. Phoenicia was with the ladies, and they closing business, getting recruits. Oh, you one app away from your promotion. I'm like, oh. So finally, I said, man, I'm going to go out on my own and I'm going to do my own thing. And I got in my warm market and I went out there in my warm market. It was me and the young lady who recruited me into the business. We were in Little Rock, from Dallas, went to Little Rock. I went over one of my close friends' house. Guys, I've been knowing the brother since he was in the 4th grade. He lived across the street from me, Julian. Man, I knew his family, knew his mama, knew his stepdaddy, his sister. I knew everything about it. We went to college together. We were roommates the last year and a half in college. And I sat up in his house in front of him and his wife, and I did a presentation for about 2 hours because I was field trained that way. So everything duplicates. And I got to the end of the presentation. This is when we used to have a flip book. And I turned the last page and I said, man, I think that's it. I ain't asked no closing questions. And he looked at me, he said, Nick, are you trying to sell us some life insurance? Because if you are, we interested. We need some life insurance. Are you? And I said, yeah, his name was T. Yeah, T, I'm trying to get y'all some life insurance, man. Y'all need some? Great. Listen, took me, now I'm gay, I'm exaggerating. It took me about an hour plus to go through that presentation, though. Took me a long time. But my warm market guys, that's where you're supposed to make mistakes. That's where you're supposed to mess up, because you know why? These people know you, you know them. They don't know that they're just there to support you. As long as you ain't over there trying to sell nothing crazy to them. Y'all get what I'm saying? Like, so don't be afraid to stumble and learn and make mistakes in your warm market. That's what it's for. That is what it is for. And it's the best place for us to build your first team. Your first team in the business. Your warm market is the best place for us to build your first team, but also it's the best place for you to lose your first team in the business. See, everybody that recruited during my little warm market and all that type of stuff, they ain't here no more. So don't think. Mike already know. Mike like, yep, how it is. Listen, don't think that just because you done recruited your cousin, your sister, your bestie, and all the type of stuff, you coming out guns blazing and all the type of stuff, that everybody is going to be a rock star, superstar, y'all about to conquer the world. Family, that is your first team. That is your first team. And your warm market is for that. And that first team will help you get promoted. I think I might have that on the list, but that ain't going to be the team that take you to the next level. Now, let me say this. You might have one or two people in there that stick with it, that stay 10 toes down. You get what I'm saying? I was a part of somebody's initial warm market name list. They recruited several people here and there. I stayed. And I ain't, man, I am who I am. But you don't know. And so don't expect that first team to stick around. Don't expect it, right? If they do, praise God. Praise God. But the first team is the best place for us to help you get your first promotions in the business. That's what the warm market is for. Hey, let's get you your 1 by 1,000. And then, you get that going. Hey, let's get you 3 by, 2,500 by one person, a senior rep to get you to district, right? So we could probably get you to senior rep, maybe district in your warm market. Are y'all with me on that? And that's the best play. That's what the warm market is for. But you're not going to build an empire. You're not going to build a full business in your warm market. Let me go ahead and help you understand it. Now, some of y'all might have an amazing warm market that's never ending. And hey, that's fine. But for most folks, you're not going to build your business in your warm market. That's just not what it's for. It's for these things right here. All right. Now let's talk about a new recruit's warm market. These are people your new recruit knows and people who know them, right? And it's similar, folks, identical is what your warm market is. It's just for somebody else, right? Now, in this market, you have to borrow the credibility to be successful. Whose credibility are you borrowing? The new recruit's credibility. That's who you borrow. Now, if your new recruit has sensational credibility, it makes this whole process so much easier. But if the new recruit is on struggle when it comes to credibility in their market, then it's going to be a little tough. And that's the reality of what's going on. Coach B. Walker know what I'm talking about. And so just like you created your warm market name list, you want your new recruits to create their warm market name list. They do their champ list, love list, champ list, phone dump, social media dump, all that stuff. And imagine if you got 4 recruits and they each come on team, they each got 100 plus contacts in their warm market. And they say, hey, listen, these are my people. I have credibility with these people on this list, and I have availability to go see them, and I'm coachable. I have coachability, right? You can move mountains with this scenario. You can move mountains with this scenario. But you and I both know that that's not everybody who comes into the business. This is a best case scenario that you got 4 people at the same time getting started. They're all available, credible, and coachable. They all got 100 plus contacts that they can tap you into, that they have credibility with. Y'all get what I'm saying. But this is why we recruit, though. This is why we recruit, because a new recruit's warm market is the best place, check this out, for you to develop as a field trainer in the business. New recruits warm market is the best place for you to develop as a field trainer in the business. Now, you have to be granted the right to be able to work with your new recruit. That's not a guarantee. You have to show some skill set. You got to be an independent producer. You got to be that field trainer in training. Y'all get what I'm saying? It's not a right. It's a privilege to be able to do it, right? But when you are able to do it, you develop as a field trainer in the business. You also develop as a leader in the business. The best place for you to develop as a leader in a new recruit swarm market. Because why? You're running the show. You're running the show. You have your new recruit that you're training. You have a client that you're dealing with that you don't know from Adam's house cat. They don't know you. And you have to create something out of that. And you have to lead people through processes as you go. It's the best place, a new recruit swarm market, for you to develop as a leader. If you want to develop as a leader, new recruit swarm market is the best place for you to develop that. It is the best place for you to duplicate yourself and the system in the business. If you want to build a team of people that can do what you do, and you tapping into geometric progression, April, to where you got multiplication going on. You're growing by multiplication, where it's you and 2, 3 other people that are doing it at the same time, and you're multiplying. New Recruit Swarm Market is the best place to do it. Also, it's the best place for you to build team depth, basically getting people under people, right? And when you have depth in your business, that gives your business security. That gives your business security, right? It's the best place for you to build team depth. And then also, it's the best place, Auntie, for you to build lasting momentum in your business. If you want momentum in your business that lasts, New Recruit Swarm Market is the best place to do it. Best place to do it. All right. So now let's go to the referral market, because this is a very, very important market. So the referral market is just warm introductions to people you don't know. Warm introductions to people you don't know. All right. Who are the ideal referral sources? I'm glad you asked. Clients, ideal referral source. Happy clients. You had somebody say, yes, I want life insurance. Yes, I want auto and homeowners insurance. Yes, I want an investment set up for you. Well, they're your client. They believe in what it is that we do. They are an ideal referral source. Supportive family, right? Whether they're a client or not a client, but they're for you. They support you. Ideal referral source. Supportive friends, same thing. They just not blood, but they like blood. They support you, and they believe in what it is that you're doing. They support the crusade. Ideal referral sources. Friendly advocates. Friendly advocates. They may not be your family. They may not be a close friend, but they're somebody that you know or somebody that you met that believes in this crusade. They believe in what's going on. I'm telling you right now, man, I've had people give me referrals that not a client. They not. They just sat through a seminar or something like that. They say, you know what? My son and my daughter-in-law need to hear about this. And they put them down as a referral, ideal referral source. And then last but not least, life insurance emergency contacts. Life insurance emergency contacts are ideal referral sources. What is a life insurance emergency contact? Well, when you do a life insurance policy, you have the ability where you can collect 1 to 3 emergency contacts of people that if something happened to them, they have enough information about the policy where they can call in and make the claim. And there's a whole sheet that we have available in our virtual base shop to where you can get these emergency contacts from your client. Well, what you do is you contact that emergency contact, let them know that, hey, you've been put down as emergency contact on said person's, on said client's policy, and you want to meet with them to talk about what the responsibilities are for being that emergency contact. Guess what? That's kind of like a referral, because you might be able to find a new client from the emergency contact. These are ideal referral sources, guys. Clients, supportive family, supportive friends, friendly advocates, life insurance emergency contacts. All right, let's talk about some keys to remember about getting referrals. I need everybody to lock in here. Some keys to remember about getting referrals, because getting referrals is an interesting sport. Yeah, I think that's the best way to put it. It's an interesting sport. Getting referrals. All right. So referrers, people who refer, they refer trust, not products. I need y'all to hear me. They refer trust, not products. They have to trust you. They have to like you. in order to give referrals. Now, I'm not talking about showing them outlier people that's just selfish to their core. You could have treated them like they were your best friend, that you did everything for them, you answered all their questions, and they are just so stingy and closed off, and they don't want to give you any referrals either. I'm not talking about that person. That person is who they are, and you may run across that type of character. Not talking about them. I'm talking about normal people, guys. Normal people. But normal people, they refer trust, not products. They also, you got to understand, referrals are earned, not owed. You got to do something for somebody. You got to give them a revelation. You got to give them a strategy. You got to make them say, you know what? Jackie did something good for me. She helped me. She educated me. So you have to get in your mind like, hey, man, I'm going to get these referrals, but I'm going to earn them. I'm just not entitled to them. I'm going to earn my referrals. And I think that if you approach it as I'm going to earn them, it'll make you do the right thing for people 100% of the time. So you feel as though you should get them, because you need to feel like you deserve referrals. If you don't ever feel like you deserve referrals, you'll never get them. This is a big one. And I've said it for years, but I'm going to say it again. Always negotiate referrals on the front end. Always negotiate referrals on the front end. In our system, we do it at the end of the first appointment. Have y'all heard me say this? I know some of you guys are saying it, but have y'all heard me say this? Our only fee for service is if you find value in our wealth builder process, we ask you to help us identify a short list of people who could benefit or be blessed by going through the same experience or the same process. Does that sound fair enough? See, that question is asked for a reason. You know why? April, I'm negotiating my referrals on the front end. And what do most people say? Y'all can come off mute. What do most people say? When I ask that question, what do they say? I say, that sound fair enough? They say,
Of course.
yeah,
That sounds fair.
mm-hmm. That's what they say. That sounds fair, right? So what I did, I just got a commitment for them that, hey, after we do this wealth builder, then guess what? We're going to talk about these referrals. And I'll tell them that'll be the last thing that we cover when we talk about it. When we do your wealth builder, that'll be the last thing we do on the second appointment. And so when I bring it up, if I bring it up on the second appointment, they can't be like, ooh, referrals? I don't know, Nick. I'm not comfortable with that. See, if you wait to bring up the ideal of referrals until the second appointment, after you done closed business, now you bringing it back up, man, do not be surprised if people, some people, not all people, but if people start to act funny, JJ, like, oh, referral, man, I don't, I normally don't refer people. I always like to ask people permission before y'all know what I'm saying. No, getting that commitment on the front end. Hey, I only fee for service because we're giving you a what? A complimentary wealth builder. Complimentary is a what? A bougie word for free. But my only fee for service. If you like what I do for you, we'll create a short list of referrals of people that you feel could benefit from having a conversation with us. Does that sound fair enough? Yes, it does. Okay, great. Well, that'll be the last thing that we do. We'll create that referral list together on our second appointment. Now, if you do not get the referrals on the second appointment, family, that's fine. You can schedule a separate meeting to get the referrals. The commitment still stands. Commitment still stands. All you got to do is remind them, hey, you remember when we did your wealth builder about a month ago? And I said our only fee for service is people that you feel could benefit from getting the same information, the referral list. We never did that. Hey, I want to schedule a Zoom meeting with you. Shouldn't take nothing about maybe 15, 20 minutes. And we create that list together, and they'll be like, all right, cool. That can happen. So you can always follow back up and get the referrals from them. Y'all got that? Y'all got that? And so that's what that is. Referrals are huge. All right, let's talk about what comes next. You negotiate the referrals on the front end. These are clients you met with, first appointment, they've agreed, yep, I give you referrals, right? Only take referrals. that are in our target market. I repeat, only take referrals that are in our target market. Make sure any referral that you get, that person is between age 25 and 55 and employed full time. Now, when I say target market, that's the insurance, the life insurance target market. Because most of you guys, the only license you have is a life insurance license. Now, for my securities license people, you might have people that you say, hey, look, they might know other retirees that they're 59, 63, all that. That's fine. That's a separate list, different type of referrals. Are you understanding what I'm saying? But for most of us, when you get in with clients referral, you only take referrals that are in our target market. Coach B Walk, why am I stressing this point so hard about only taking referrals that are in the target market? Please help somebody. Why am I stressing this point so hard?
You want to make sure they're qualified, right?
Yep.
Target market, yes. You want to make sure that they are qualified. People, what we call those wild boars. Nick, back in the day, I can't remember wild boars, right?
Yeah,
You
that's
want to make
it.
sure, yeah, they're the right market that you're getting in contact with, or you're actually spending time with, right? You want to just make sure that we have the macho list. And so you get with your field trainer, you go over that, you make sure they're the age, they're married, they're homeowners. There are some exceptions now. We talk about that because I was an exception. I'm not married. I was a homeowner, full-time employee. So all those things. But you guys, you don't want to get in front of someone that's sleeping on their mother's couch. There's no responsibility, right? They don't have anything to lose because you do have some people that have kids, you have some people that don't have kids. So I was exception, no kids, but I'm a homeowner. I have certain things to lose. I need to put protection in place. So you want to make sure that you are not wasting your time. And when we say wild boars as well, we also want to make sure that they're healthy, right? There are gonna be some situations where you don't know that, you'll find that out. But when we say qualified market, that's extremely, extremely important. All right, and I'm pretty sure if you haven't done that and you got on an appointment, some of you probably once you got to the part of towards the application and you like, wait a minute, oh no, I don't know if I trust this one, right? My gut is telling me to run. Listen to the gut. Run.
Good. That is good. Because guys, if you don't, you gotta direct traffic. You gotta play the traffic cop. Because if you don't, they will give you every broke friend, broke family member that they feel needs some type of financial support and that's under financial duress. They'll give you all of them. And there's really nothing that you can do for people that might be in that position. You get what I'm saying? And so you have to tell them and qualify, hey, we're going to create this name list, but I only want you to deal with people who are between age 25 and 55 and employed full time. Now, within that range, folks are going to have kids, home, they'll be married. That 25, 55 employed full time, that puts you in a good age range and you know that they got an income. You get what I'm saying? And they could be a business owner. So if they say, well, do they have to have a job? No, if they have a business and they're making a full-time level of income from that business, that's fine. But you can start there and then you qualify. Because I don't want you to go through the exercise of writing down a list of referrals and ain't none of them good. That's just a waste of time. All right. And so, and you work too hard for the referrals. You work too hard for them. All right. So only take referrals within our target market. Quality is better than quantity. Quality is better than quantity. I would love 3 great referrals over 15 shaky ones. Give me 3 great ones because I can turn them 3 great ones into several, maybe even a new recruit out of that. Y'all get what I'm saying? Like quality always trumps quantity when it comes to referrals. All right. Make sure referrals get warmed up with a text message immediately. Right? have that person who refers you, they create that list with you, have them send this text message out to those people at the time you get the referrals. Because if you don't, you might have a hard time getting them to send it at some point. Now, some people are responsible and they'll do it, but some people, they'll put it off. They'll say, yep, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And they'll never do it. And that text is, hey, I just passed your number to a friend of mine, April Suknanan. She's with a company that shared some powerful financial concepts with me about creating more wealth. It made me think about you. Take a phone call from her and schedule a time to meet with her to find out more. I think you'll be impressed with the information. That's the warm-up text. If they send that out as an individual text message to each of their referrals, they've done all they need to do to warm them up. That way, when you call them, you're good to go. All right, put your referrals in CRM. Why not? It'll help you keep them organized. It'll help you track them, all of that good stuff. Referrals have a shelf life, family. Referrals have a shelf life. Now, this is sometimes it's easier said than done, Mom. But contact them. When you get a referral, contact them within 24 to 72 hours, especially if that person has sent out that warmed up text message. Man, they send that message out. You want to be reaching out to the folks on that list within 24 to 72 hours to introduce yourself and see if you can schedule a time to meet them while it is still warm. And then, of course, this is the big one, guys. I know we're in an age where we can communicate so many various different ways and all that good stuff. Listen, call over text when it comes to communicating with referrals. Call over text message, right? Use the referral script when you're calling the referrals. Pick up the phone, call them. Hey, may I speak to Benicia? This is Benicia. Hey, Benicia, this is Nick Bracey. I got your number from Latrice Griffiths. Did she give you a heads up I was going to call you? She did. She shot me a text a day or so ago. Okay, great. Well, listen, I sat down with Latrice. See, I can do that over the phone. And when I talk to Benicia, she's already picking up on my energy, April. She's picking up on my vibe. She can't do that over a text. She's picking up on my energy. I know, man, sometimes, Nick, people don't answer the phone. Call them back to back. Man, you get a back-to-back phone call from a number, you be like, okay, this person really know me. Y'all know how many times people have picked up on the second time I called, on the immediate time? Anybody experience that? Do where you call somebody back-to-back and they pick up on that second time like, hello? Or they might shoot you a text, who is this? It happens. But I call people. The only time I'll shoot a text message to a referral is if they shoot me a text first saying, who is this? Or if I cannot get them after I've tried to call them 2-3 times, I'll shoot a text message out to them and I'll include the person who referred them on the text thread. See, that's a cheat code. That's a cheat code. Latrice referred me to Benicia. Benicia's not picking up when I call. I'll put all 3 of us on the text thread. Hey, Benicia, this is Nick Bracey. I got your information from Latrice. I'm trying to reach you, blah, blah, blah. And then I'll see if she responds. If Benicia does not respond, she does not want to be found. She is not interested in talking to me. And I'm okay with that. I keep it moving. But call over text message, guys. Call. Don't just text. Call them. All right? And then use the referral script when you call them. It just keeps you organized. It keeps your flow down. All that good stuff. All right? And then last but not least, referrals see you as the expert. So carry yourself that way. They don't know you. You're coming to them referred by somebody that they know as a financial person. That's how you were introduced. So when you come into contact with the referral, you are the expert. Carry yourself that way. All right? Never say, oh, well, I'm still trying to figure this thing out. Don't do that, y'all. Carry yourself as an expert. All right? Okay. Now, here's some keys to remember about the person doing the referring. The referring party, right? The referring person. Referrers respond better to agents that are confident. So if you're in front of somebody and you're mealy-mouthed about asking for referrals, they're going to play you. You better be confident. You better say it with your chest. And you better say, hey, listen, have it together. Ask for your referrals. People will respond better to folks that are confident. I have people keep going until they tell me that they ain't got no more. As far as referrals, when I'm getting that referral list, Auntie, I'm typing it in. Ooh, that's a good one. Great, man. I mean, that's awesome. I mean, I can't wait to reach out to them. Who's next? Sit and wait. I don't be like, oh, well, do you got any more? Nope. Who's next? Who else you thinking about? Ooh, that's a good one. And then even when they say, Chico, Nick, I think that might be it. I said, hey, okay, look one more time. Because a lot of times when people say that, there's always that one or two more people that those last ones, and those are the ones that really need to have the conversation with me. So let the Holy Spirit, but just let the Spirit move, like just check your phone again. Ooh, I almost forgot my sorority sit, and it's always one or two more B Walk that they're gonna throw on that list. And I'm telling y'all, you just never know who them last two or three might be. And so I say, hey, look, just it might be one or two more. Okay, have y'all ever been in a church where the pastor opened up the doors to the church and then people respond to the invitation and then he say, y'all, the spirit is telling me that there's about a few more of y'all in here. Now I'm not doing this. I mean, I'm just being obedient to the spirit. But don't grieve and don't quench. Don't have y'all ever been to church service and the pastor do that? And what ended up happening? It'd be a whole wave of people. And I was like, did they not hear the invitation the first? They just needed somebody to push them along. That's what you're doing to the referrer. Hey guys, I've had somebody give me about 5, 6 referrals. I said that to them. They gave me another 5, 6 more. 5, 6 more. Try it. Try it. I guarantee you. Guarantee you. You at least get one more. One more. All right. Referrals respond better to agents that are confident. Guys, that takes confidence. And that's who you are. You are confident, right? Referrals with credibility make success with referrals easy. You all already know that. Referrers need to be told the type of referrals you're looking for. We just talked about that. Referrers will not give you their entire list, and that's okay. It's okay. They're not going to give you the whole list. Not the first time you do referrals with them. Now, notice I said not the first time you do referrals with them. That's why I say it's okay. All right. Immediately have referrals send the warm-up text message to their list, right? Referrers may know groups and organizations to present to. Ask, hey, are you a part of any organizations or groups? Because we do workshops. I haven't been doing this, but as I was putting this training together, I said, you know what I'm going to start doing? I'm going to start asking my clients, Auntie, do you know of any groups or ministries or organizations that can benefit from a free financial workshop? Guys, I said, what? This. You know what employee networks they're a part of, what sororities, fraternities, professional organization that they're a part of, that they're looking for speakers on a monthly basis. Are y'all with me? All we got to do is ask. And sometimes it's be like, do you do? Yeah. I'm a part of such and such, such and such. We meet once a month and all of that. We're looking for speakers and all of that. Yes. Now, you might get put on the agenda 2, 3 months, 4 months down the line, but I guarantee you it'll always be right on time when that speaking opportunity is coming up. It'll be right on time, Julia. But we got to start asking. We got to start asking. When we're gathering those referrals, asking about group speaking opportunities that our clients might be able to connect us with. This is a big one, and I'm going to do a better job at this, Coach B Walk, in 2026. I've already made the commitment. Treat your good referrers well. What am I talking about? It's okay to give them gift cards. Now, you got to stay within a range. You can't be out here sharing commissions and like don't promise them that. Don't do that. That's out of compliance. But you can give somebody a $25 gift card, give them a movie gift card, a Cinemark gift card, or an AMC gift. Y'all with me on that? You know, treat them to lunch. Send them a card on their birthday, send them cards for the holidays, all of that. Treat your good referrers well. Treat them well. Some of them might be into certain things. You just kind of get to know them. You know, brother might be into cigars. You say, hey man, I got some sticks for you. I got a cigar for you, man. Or you know, somebody might be into wine. You know, hey, look, I want to drop off a bottle of wine. Treat them good, guys. Because you know why? You can always come back to them. You can always come back to them as your referrers. Build a team. This is huge. I'm going to do this year. Hadn't done it in the past. This idea came to Coach B Walk. I'm going to build a team of referrers like I build a team of new recruits. I'm going to build a team of people that they refer. That's what they do. They refer. And I'm going to treat them well. And their assignment is going to be to bird dog. They don't have to go out there and actively prospect, but they're in and out of different circles and having conversations and stuff like that. They need to be thinking about me when they're talking to people planning for the family reunion. They need to be thinking about me when they're putting together an agenda at the job to do this and that, the Black History program. Are y'all with me on that? They need to be thinking about me when they're having brunch with their friendship group and the conversation about life insurance and investments and retirement comes up. I need to build a team of folks that are out there. Hey, I know a guy. I know a person that you need to talk to about that, because they know that when they send them to me, they're going to get special treatment and I'm going to treat them well. You can also run referral incentives for your team of referrers. Incentives need to be results-based. They need to be results-based, but you can run incentives. Auntie, I think you've done something like this before in the past, where you've run different incentives for people who give referrals. You can do that. You can do that. But it's easier to do if you have a team of referrers. Let's say you got a team of about 5 people that give you referrals. You communicating to those 5 people, hey, I'm running a promotion this month. This, that, and the third. If that person is acting, they can be like, okay, all right, bet. All right, cool. You can have that going on. So that's these are just creative ways to be able to generate new contacts. All right. And so that's the referral market. And then last but not least, before we shut it down, referral market, guys, is the best place for you to test yourself in the business. You don't know how good you are in the business until you get into the referral market. If you don't believe me, watch. I thought I was good in Primerica, Coach B Walk. I thought I had my stuff together until I got into a referral market. You get into a referral market, people don't know you, you don't know them. Yeah, you're borrowing somebody's credibility, but sometimes you got to borrow and create the credibility in the referral market. And you got to really test your skills. It's the best place for you to master the fundamentals in the business. Not your warm market. You're not going to master the fundamentals in the warm market. You're not in your warm market. You're not going to do that. You master your fundamentals in a referral. In your warm market. You master the fundamentals in a referral market. It's the best place for you to do that. It's also the best place for you to master people skills and your customer service skills in the business. In the business. Because let me tell you something. Referrals don't care where you live, what time is a good time to call you. When they want something, they don't know about your kids' baseball game and all. See, your friends know that stuff. They like, I know Jackie got the grandbabies this weekend. I got a question. I can text, but you know what? I'm going to call. I'll just reach out to her on Monday. Referral got that question. They going to be like, at that moment, Benicia, I can't log into my such and such. Can you help me do that? See, it helps you master those people skills and those customer service skills. It helps you become mentally tough in the business, because referrals, yeah, they can be some interesting personalities that you run into, but you'll become mentally tough because they'll create scenarios for you to be mentally tough. Now, your warm market can do that too, but not like a referral market, not at the volume that they'll do it. You'll learn how to personally make money in the business, in the referral market. This is where you learn how to make money in Primerica. You hear people talking about you got to learn how to make money on your own pen and all that type of stuff, writing personal business, all that. You learn how to do that in a referral market. You get skilled at making money, personally making money in the referral market, you good. You good. You become a solid independent producer in a referral market. That's where you become an independent producer. That's not on the list, but you become a solid independent producer in a referral market. You learn, it's the best place for you to learn the habit of consistency in this business. The habit of consistency, because why? You're working a referral, you're doing business with them, you're learning how to get referrals from them, and you're doing the process over and over again. So you can become consistent. You learn that habit in the warm market. And then last but not least, it's the best place for you to recruit new directs. Width, getting wide in the business. Width in the business equals profitability. It's the best market for you to recruit new directs in this business is the referral market. All right. And so next week, this is what we'll cover, guys. We're going to cover using CRM with prospecting, and we're going to cover scheduling How Money Works workshops. Using CRM with prospecting and scheduling How Money Works workshops. All right. So before we end, any questions or comments from anybody? Any questions, comments? All right, good. All hearts and minds are clear.
Great training. Great training.
Thank you so much. We are recording this bad boy, so we'll get it out to you guys so you can look at it and refer back to it. But we're going to continue to build on this because prospecting is the first fundamental, and we can't overlook it. A lot of times people step over it on T. They want to go straight to scheduled appointments. Well, who are you going to schedule appointments with? And who are you scheduling appointments with? How are you going to do that? You got to start with prospecting. Scheduled appointments and prospecting go hand in hand. When we start with prospecting because we got to prospect with a purpose. All right. So that concludes tonight's training. Let me stop it.